Hi there, Simon from simonwoods.com. Today, wine relief, Laithwaites. I think these are Laithwaites for some reason, unbeknown to me and probably beknown to them. They have decided to just do red wines in their wine relief offer. Hey, no problem, I've got 6 of them. Let's dig in without further ado. Domaine, pardon, Beaujolais Village. So not top end of Beaujolais, where you have the special villages like Fleury and Morgon and Moulin-à-Vent, but not bog standard Beaujolais. So yeah, halfway house. And from the terrific 2009 vintage. Earthy, juicy, raspberry, licorice, bubblegum. It's probably the only time today I'll use all those phrases in the same sentence, but yes, I mean, I find that really great Beaujolais doesn't have too much of that bubblegum character, which is part of the result of what they call semi-carbonic maceration. One day I'll tell you all about it, but maybe today's not the time. But it gives it a little bit of that bubblegum character. But beyond that, there's this lovely earthy, juicy, crunchy fruit. Good, earthy, jolly wine. What I call Wednesday night with sausage and mash type of wine. Bottle of that, sausage and mash, and hopefully a middle of the week match of the day. Robert et ton oncle. Let's see if the next one is in a similar vein. This is called Dualista, Tinta Roble, 2008. So you can't really tell much from the front. Dualista. What I think has happened here is there are 2 wine regions called Ribera del Duero and Toro, and each of them in sort of like central Spain. So not, if you imagine Rioja and going a bit sort of to the southwest. So it's a bit hotter. Certainly it's weird. It's higher, so you get hotter days, cooler nights. In both Ribera del Duero and Toro, and but they grow the Rioja grape Tempranillo there. So there's 100% Tempranillo, some of it from Toro, some of it from Ribera del Duero. Now, as I say, both of these are warm regions, and you get this warm, solid, dusty heat coming through. The fruit behind doesn't. What I like about it is it doesn't have that. Sometimes if you're growing grapes in these hot regions, you're in danger of the grapes actually starting to shrivel up, and you get this almost raisiny character. Don't get that here. I get a bit of warmth, but a bit of freshness with it too. And Tinto Roble. Tinto just means is what red in Spain for red wines. Roble means oak. So it's been in an oak barrel for 6 months, and so what you're getting is that slightly dustiness, that earthy, rich, dark fruit flavours, black currants, blackberries, that type of character. And then the oak is giving this bit of structure, bit of smoky vanilla character. Yeah, fair enough. Decent wine. Okay. Next one, we are on Grande Réserve de Gassac, as in Master Domas Gassac. It's a wine from the people who make Master Domas Gassac. Well, I was smelling it and trying to work out what the grape varieties in here. I had a look at the back label, and I saw that it actually is from their own vineyards. Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Syrah, and you get a bit of the character of all 3. There's this slight sternness from Cabernet Sauvignon, this black curranty, ever so slightly leafy edge, bit more of the generosity of Merlot, just giving it a little bit more looseness and just chill out man type of character, and then Syrah adding herby intensity and a few wilder characters. All the while, the herbiness of the region coming through in the wine. It's funny. It smells like it's going to be. It's from 2009. It smells like it's going to be intense, but with a freshness to it. Soft, gentle, generous. It's actually quite a bit more forward than I thought it was going to be. And maybe I would like a little bit more intensity to it. It just feels a little bit too soft, but tasty, honest stew wine. Yeah, I mean, it's a cassoulet type of fodder, because it's got that bit of grip of acidity, and if you've got something like cassoulet that's got a little bit of fat in there, you need something to work against that. Let's see whether Dong works like that. Dao, which is one of the top regions of Portugal that no one really knows about. There's Lisbon, and there's the Douro, and then there's this weird bit in the middle called Beiras, and there's Bairrada and Dal there. both of which are, on their day, make wines as good as anywhere in Portugal, and Dow in particular makes some terrific stuff. Only thing I have against this wine so far is the heavy bottle. Guys, I mean, heavy bottles, it's like, you know, middle-aged bald men driving red sports cars. You don't need to do it. Anyway, let's try the wine. Oh, it smells great. It's what I like about it is it's got this, well, there's this great Touriga Nacional, which is one of the mainstays of both Dow and also the wines of the Douro, both the fortified wines, port, and the dry table wines. And you're getting this, I get this floral ginger biscuit character in the wines mixed with black fruit intensity. And then you're adding a few other things into the mix. I think it's got a grape in there called Jaén, which over the border in Spain is known as Mencía, if you know the wines of Bierzo. It's the same grape there. And also Tinta Roriz, which is, we have Tempranillo from Toro and Ribera del Duero. Take Tempranillo over the border into Portugal, and becomes Tinta Roriz, and Aragonés further south. But yes, it's got this. It's this mixture of the spicy, the ginger and exotic characters mixed with something, like exotic wild fruit. Warm, welcoming, sweet, juicy, friendly, rounded, herby. It's got freshness, but it's got richness, and really lovely wine. My favourite by a long way so far, because it's got everything in there that would appeal to, depending on where you did your wine, cut your wine teeth. If you cut them on New World and you've been brought up drinking Zinfandel and Barossa, Shiraz and Pinotage, it's got that juicy roundness of fruit. And if you've been brought up sort of drinking European wines and you've been drinking Barolos and you've been drinking Bordeaux and Rhone and Burgundy, it's got structure and intensity and acidity too. And bring the two together and you get this terrific thing. Yes, you need some food with it, but in the way I was talking before about cassoulet, I'd love to have that with some cassoulet. But in that part of Portugal, one of the dishes that you'd maybe have it with is leitão, suckling pig. Be brilliant with that. Shame I'm not having it tonight, but there aren't many suckling pigs in Dobcross at the moment. Next one. Actually, the next two are Australians. So we are on Clare Hills, Clare Valley Tempranillo, and made by Pikes, who are one of the longest established wine producers in the Clare Valley. Yes, Tempranillo, Clare Valley Tempranillo. I don't think there's too much Tempranillo grown there. I know that there's some grown further south in McLaren Vale. There's been some there for quite a while, but Clare Valley, hey, give it a whirl. Now, Clare Valley for me has a very particular character, and it's this eucalypt minty character in its reds, and a little bit of it is good. Too much of it, it tends to take over the wine. Stick my nose in there and I find it just that little bit too intrusive. It'll be interesting to see whether it opens up as I give it more whirls and try not to spill it over my lovely stripy, check shirt. I can't fault it for its fruit. It's got this nice, almost like cola-like character. And a bit of red fruit, bit of those raspberries, strawberries, and darker fruit as well. And this earthiness as well, which again, earthiness is, I think, of a Clare Valley character. But that mint, and this is where you get into personal preferences with wine. Personally, I'm not a fan of mint in wines, and I know that there's some people who absolutely love it. So if you do like minty wines, it's not too minty, but it's just that little bit too minty for me to really get bags of pleasure out of it. But nicely made, and quite a nice refreshing finish too. Let's see whether the last one has a refreshing finish to the tasting. Hickinbotham, Shiraz, Cabernet, Clarendon. Clarendon's a part of McLaren Vale. This really is a comeback tomorrow wine. It's got these intense, dark, juicy berry and blackcurrant flavours, lots of licorice, and weird things like shoe leather. But it just says, from the smell at least, out to play today, come back tomorrow. I'll taste it and see whether it's similarly. It smells really promising, but it feels like a wine that's got I really should be coming back to in 2 years or more. Heaps of flavour. intense. McLaren Vale's not known for its for producing shy fawns of wines, but I really feel like I should have opened this yesterday to be having a look at it now. It really does feel like a monolith of a wine that I'm not sure quite how good it's going to be. It tastes like it's going to be pretty good, and it might even be really, really very good. But today, certainly, if you buy a wine like this, open it and give it a swish just get a water jug, swish it around there, and a couple of hours before you're going to serve it, because it's too young for now. It really does need a bit of time to come out of its shell and show its true colours. That's a problem with a lot of Australian wines. They are drinkable when they are in their youth, and you never really get a chance to see them at their full potential. So if I had some of that, I wouldn't be surprised if it needed like 2 or 3 years to get into its stride. And but hey, buy some. It's all in a good cause. 10% of all the profits from these wines, not the profits, just the proceeds from all these wines goes to Wine Relief. So fill your boots. See you soon.